I just start the recording. Uh, Thank you so much for joining the Azure Talk session. This is happening on every Saturday. It's at 9:30 PST and 9 a.m. 9 p.m. IST and 12:30 EST. And we have a 1400 member community, and it's been recently we reached to 1400 community, and thank you so much. And my organizer is Neeraj, is an enterprise architect, and this is Lalit here who's presenting the session, and myself, Litabat, and the cloud solutions specialist is working with Jones Corporate Solutions and having a good experience on that. So let's start the session with today, which is what is an Azure subscription management here. And let me just start with what is Azure Subscription Management and what is the Azure Subscription. Basically, Azure Subscription is nothing but just a billing container for a deployed Microsoft services. So whatever the services you have, like you have IaaS, PaaS, or SaaS applications like web apps, VM, storage, or the networking, whatever the services you have, you will have in a one container, which is called as a subscription. And based on your services, you will be. So basically, please requesting you to go on mute. So basically, it's a billing container, and whatever the services under IaaS, PaaS, and the SaaS applications which you are going to deploy, like web apps, VM, storage account, network, firewall, whatever it could be, it's all will be billing as in your services in a subscription, and then it will be going on the trust relationship with the ID. So all the subscription which is there, so they will be having a trust relationship with your Azure subscription. So then only they will come to know, okay, you have to authenticate how you're going and authenticating your users to the subscription and making sure your users are getting the right permissions over there. So in that, what are the things you will get? You will, the users or the services or the device authentication would be there, and through the Azure Active Directory. Okay, and apart from that, like let me just go through that. So suppose if you have one user, which is rcloudweb.outlook.com, it's a global administrator. So once you sign in, it will ask you to, you need to put a work or the school account, which is your organization account, and the second one is you will ask to the Microsoft account. Microsoft account is nothing but it's your outlook.com or the hotmail.com or the live.com, but your organization account is just something, your organization name, like rcloud.com, rcloudweb.com, or kcloudeasy.com, basically your email address and your organization. So basically, if you wanted to, go ahead and sign up with this subscription, first you have to go ahead and initiate the permissions. For that, you have to initiate your organization's account with the Microsoft Azure AD, which link we will share with you. And then once your account is associated with that, then only you will be able to log in. The first account which you are going to subscribe to the Azure subscription would be your live account, which is your outlook.com or the hotmail.com or whatever could be, and later on we are going to change. So once this user is going to log into, suppose it's log into the outlook.com, and the AD which is going to be authenticate here, and then it is going and give you the first user would be your Azure Service Admin, and then in the Azure subscription you will be getting an access, and later on you will be getting an Azure website, Azure SQL Server, the VM, or whatever could be the services you have. You will be getting those access, and you will be getting those resources. Go ahead and create and all, and basically you'll manage the your sign in and the subscription. Let me just go ahead and share you what is the difference between subscription and the tenant. And this question has been raised in the last session when we just doing for our Azure subscription and the tenant. Okay, and so let's say, yes. So let's say you will have a between the what is the difference between Azure subscription and the tenant. The subscription is something here. The subscription is something where you have one subscription and the services would be there. So the subscription has his own unique ID, and all the subscription which is comes with the under one Azure subscription account. So when you just go ahead and log into the portal.azure.com, it will be associated with the Microsoft Azure account, and it will give you the access to whatever the subscription you have allowed to that particular user. So subscription is something like here. But let's say if you have an Azure tenant ID, the tenant ID would be Azure Active Directory would always because I just read it out on Microsoft as a tenant, Azure Active Directory tenant. So what happened when you Azure Active Directory tenant, which will be associating with the multiple subscription. So one Azure Active Directory tenant would be associating with your multiple subscription, or the multiple subscription has the multiple directories, which I will be showing in the demo. So the subscription this has the unique ID, and this ID would be the again unique ID. So basically, if you just go and take an example for the Office 365, so when you just take in the Office 365, and there will be a different license would be assigned. So the tenant would be one here, and suppose if you have an E3 licenses, then this subscription would be created again. And under this, you'll add whatever the number. If you wanted to add the 100 numbers of subscription, you just go ahead and add the 100 numbers of subscription. But this Office 365 subscription ID would be different. Always will be unique. Under that, you'll put whatever the subscription you wanted to add. So each and every license has the different subscription and the different IDs. So they will be able to understand where they have to communicate, how they have to communicate, and what license they have, which will be easily managed for the billing and easily managed to the organization, which will be there. So I hope you have a good understanding on the what is the difference between the subscription and the tenant. And in a one Azure account, you can add the multiple subscription based on your department. Like if you have an HR department, you have a finance department, if you have a marketing department, under if you have a one global unique ID, you just go ahead and create the multiple subscription with one global ID, and you can manage. So that these are the things I will be showing you in the demo, okay, to be sure. And then how you're going and creating the new subscription, and what could be the prerequisite. And so basically, what happened when you just go ahead and going and adding your Azure account ID to the Microsoft, and first of all you have to go ahead and log into the https azure.microsoft.com/cn/3. So this is the link of Microsoft Azure subscription, and then you will be going to select. It will be the free trial subscription, it is going to pay as you go, it is going to the developer support, the professional direct support subscription, a standard support subscription, Azure and Open, and the enterprise agreement. Basically these are the basic subscription which is defined based on your services which you wanted to avail. If you're going and choosing the free trial subscription where Microsoft is giving you the $200 and 25 services for 12 months, so the $200 would be for your 1 month. So billing would be as Ruksar asked, billing at the tenant level or the subscription level. So billing would be happen in the both the levels. If the user has a subscription, it will be the subscription level. If the user has one tenant and it will be having a multiple subscription, then the billing will be happen to at the tenant level. So it depends, because the tenant is a top priority one, and under that if you have a multiple subscription, if you wanted to segregate the billing for the multiple subscription level, you can do that also. If you wanted to go with the tenant level, you have a features to go ahead and do that also. It depends basically how your resources are going, and the department would be created, and based on that you will have a billing. So which is basically I will be covering this into the um, next slide. So then you say pay as you go. Pay as you go, nothing but just what are the services you wanted to use, and based on the uses you just go ahead and pay. The developer support, which has the more flexibility, like you have all the developer content, and probably you will have some offer ID, and then you'll getting a much discount on this. And the professional support, which Microsoft is providing 24/7 supports, and the standard support, which the standard support where you will be getting support from Microsoft. And the samely we can say, and enterprise agreement. Enterprise agreement is nothing but like if you have a bigger organization, you have multiple department, you need a couple more subscription to be created, then Microsoft you have to sign up one agreement with the Microsoft, and Microsoft will reach out to you and they'll sign up an agreement, and you have to commit for per year how much services you are going to use, and those services you have to use, and the bill would be it will be 6 months or probably 1 year based on your contract. Then you're going to select in subscription, then you're going and providing your personal details, verifying your account, and you are providing the credit card information and sign up for the subscription. So what happened, the country and the region, basically you will going and selecting the first name and last name, the email ID, your work phone number, and the organization name. And the credit card information is really personal for you. You just have to share your credit card information, so whatever the bill would be there, that will be detected from your credit card directly, and it is going to be pay as a monthly wise if you just go for pay as a subscription, apart from the enterprise subscription. Enterprise subscription is something is unique, which is you have to sign up with the Microsoft, and you will be getting the bill based on your contract. I could it be quarterly or half yearly or the yearly. And the next would be what would be the Azure Subscription admin roles. So Azure Subscription admin roles, 3 roles would be separated in this. The first account, when you just go ahead and log into the first account, either it could be your live ID or it could be your Azure, we can say as your on-premises ID. The first account, which will be automatically have your Azure account administrator, which will provide you the complete access to the subscription, which has all the rights, do, modify, edit, delete the subscription, create the new subscription, billing and everything. So it will create the subscription, you can cancel, it will cancel the subscription, you can change the billing for the subscription, you can change the service account administrator. Also it can be the service account administrator. So the first user, the first ID, basically you just choose very carefully when you're just going in the customer and asking for something, or you're just going and signing for the first subscription. Always ask to share some service account or something like that. So it has the flexibility if someone, the manager or someone is going and leaving their organization, if the ID is going to be deleted or the account is going to be disabled, then the subscription would not be impacted. So always choose some service account or the unique account for the organization which has the rights for the high management level, so they can easily access. So when your live ID would be login, it has all the rights, these rights to just go ahead and add to a subscription. And there is a limitation would be Azure account administrator will be always one, the service administrator would be always one. The first account you're going and login, that would be the service administrator, that would be the account administrator. You can add the couple of service administrator, but you cannot add a account administrator, but yes, you can add a co-administrator. So the co-administrator is the same role of your account administrator, and it will be associated to your Azure subscription directory. So basically whatever the rights would have an account administrator, almost similar rights would have the co-administrator, but he cannot delete and cancel the subscription. That rights would always be reserved by the account administrator. You can see here, if you just have an account admin and then you're going and creating managing account, and you will have an Azure account administrator, it will just go and connect to your Azure subscription. From here it will just get an authenticate to Azure AD, and then separately it will going and connecting to here. But only the service administrator cannot be signed up to the account administrator until unless it doesn't have the rights. Similar way, if you can just see here, the account administrator, server administrator, and the co-administrator. So the server administrator and co-administrator has access to the Azure administrator, but the account administrator cannot have, because it does not have the service administrator. But if in your subscription, if the one account administrator sign up, you don't have much service administrator, so one account administrator can be your service administrator, can be your account administrator, or it could be the co-administrator. So if you have a single user, and then you will be able to sign up, then it will have an access to this, and then you will have a subscription access and the Azure AD, Azure Subscription. Then you can just go ahead and connect to Azure AD, and it will provide you an access to your web applications and all. And again, if you want to add and manage your co-administrator, you can add up to 200 co-administrator, and then it is going here and connecting your services, which is you can just go ahead and just sign up. So basically there is a limitation, as I have already mentioned, that the limitation would be the one account administrator would be one and all the subscription, and there will be a one service account administrator. You can add 200 administrator. I'm not sure if this is going to be changed, but recently I just read it. You can add unlimited co-administrator, but I'm not sure about that. I'll give you that details. Okay, so let's move down to the next slides, and now we are talking about what is Azure EA subscription. Basically, EA subscription is nothing but it's a enterprise subscription level where you are segregating the things within your enterprise enrollment. And this slide would be made by one of my core team member, Rohit Kumar. And you can say that if you wanted to enroll with Azure account, Azure enterprise enrollment, then you need a live ID, and then your account would be the departments, and then accounts and the subscription, and you will have all the resources access here. Let's say if you have an enterprise account here and you have a multiple department, like you have a finance, you have IT, and then you make someone as a department head here. He will be managing your finance department subscription. One administrator will be managing your IT. It could be account administrator here, and then it will be dividing the subscription based on your projects, which is going and sure. So basically the co-administrator role is more on that. What's your Azure account administrator like? He can create the resources, he can delete the resources, he will able to add the another co-admin, but he cannot able to add the service administrator. And basically I'll show you in the demo that how you're going and then providing the access to the co-administrator. So basically he has all the rights as what the rights has as an administrator, but it cannot be delete the subscription, he cannot cancel the subscription, and the co-administrator cannot cancel the subscription, co-administrator cannot change any account related details at all. So these are the rights will not be there. This can be done by either your account administrator or the service administrator. Okay, and I will be the co-administrator rights. I will be just explaining it more when I will be showing you the demo, so which will be you will be get more clarity on that. So let's say here in the Azure EA admin portal, what happened, you'll have three roles, which is by default the three administrator roles would be there. The first would be enterprise enrollment, the second would be enterprise administrator, the third would be the department administrator. The enterprise administrator has all the rights to your subscription. The enterprise enrollment, it can define the shape of your Azure services within your organization it's a co-governance structure. It will has an enterprise agreement, the customer, and even though you can divide it into the separate departments, accounts, and the finally to the subscription. And then you can say the enterprise administrator. Enterprise administrator is an ability to add and associate it to the account and enroll the account so you can view uses the data and across all the accounts. So basically, if you have a wider organization, you have a more than 10,000 of servers, or like you have a lakhs and lakhs users. So and you wanted to segregate it into the department, you wanted to manage your billing. Basically, it's just used to manage your complete subscription billing, which will help you to manage your financial billing and and pay them and understand your services uses and all, which I will be showing you in a couple more minutes. And the department administrator can use the billing code, and he can remove the other department's admins if someone is leaving the organization. Then it will be enrollment, and the department you can add the new guys into the enrollment and all. So basically these are the things. The account administrator, again, uh, we can create the account administrator under the year subscription. Who can The account administrator always is managing the subscription. It has all the rights, and it will be service would be the administrator, and as it is defined by the co-administrator. So let me just give me a moment. Let me just show you some slide here. For, this is the Microsoft slide. So let me just show you. So basically, you will be getting the EA subscription would be here. So you will be getting an enrollment number here, the department and the account and the subscription here. And then what could be the enrollment number? You can add administrator from here, and you can enable, and then the company information details or the state and the billing. You can just go ahead and set couple more things here. Apart from that, uh, apart from that, you will be adding an administrator, adding the users here, and you can just go ahead and let me see. Here you can see the department, like the company has multiple department here in the EA subscription. You can see that would be the multiple department which has you can see the billing directly. It's an dollar 431643 billings, and apart from that, all the billings and the departments would be here. Then how your when you just click on the department here, when you just go and click in the department here, you can see it is just going, and just you're making the spending quota. So if it is getting more than that, this quota or 50%, it is reaching to 50%, 80%, and then you'll getting a notification based on your alerts you are putting. You can search all the subscription from here at the department, at the account administrator here. Okay, and this is here, and let me just quickly finish the slide. And then you can when you just go into the account, you'll just segregate all the accounts. You can say active, pending, add accounts. Basically all the users account would be here. Either it will be work or school account, the subscription is assigned to him, or the department is in unassigned, the third party vendor, or if you wanted to assign it to some V, you can assign it and reassign it. You can do couple more things while clicking on the manage. And let's see, these are the subscription. You see the authentication. If you click on the edit, you can edit the details, and again you can modify, you can delete this username and all. You do couple more things here, and these slides would be sharing to you. And then okay, Rose, could you just rejoin it again? It's been seeing to all of us, I think. And then let's move down to the this slide, and then see, you can modify like those things, the MSDN account, and based on those accounts, you just go ahead and share it, how you're going and managing changing the account owner. Once you wanted to change, as I just show you and the couple more slide back, that you'll getting an edit. If you just click on this edit button, you'll go to this account, this properties. You can click on account and this admin, and you have to the source owner and the targeted owner. The source owner would be removed. The targeted owner will have a rights, and you'll get a warning that access can be removed from that user, and you will be getting an adding. You can add the subscription. So basically, you don't need to just go and check the free subscription and all from the EA portal itself. You just go ahead and add the subscription. You can manage the subscription, and you can do many more things. Okay, and let's talk about the usage summary, which is comes in your report. Once you see the usage and click on the price list, you will be getting all those billing, and this billing would be on the department wise, how much the service tech you will be using. If you click on the download usage, all the usage per department will be downloading. You can just go ahead, and then the price sheet and all you can. And the good looking thing is here, you just go ahead and you can see, you're seeing this the graphical view. You can check the graphical view, and you can just go ahead and then present to your management. If you have an EA subscription, you can download the uses in this way. And the EA subscription, if you're using a third party like Hanu Insight or the Cloud EN, you can integrate your subscription to there. So basically, these are the things. You'll get the PO number here, and you will be having able to get the quarterly uses. So you can tag those resources here, and you can customize the notification. You will be getting the notification here. You can customize the notification once your uses would be reached to 50%. It's a dollar TU, so you can reduce the cost. You can reduce the talk to your administrator, and go ahead and work on those requests which resources are not being used. You just go ahead and just delete or just stop. So these are the uses, the July, October, or the Jan, and whatever this is, the services, the overall uses you will be getting here, the department, the charges. So basically, this will be showing like per services. It will be showing per services. So you have the backup, 10 GB backup. How much would be the charge? And you have a geo-redundant storage for 100 GB. It will be how much will you charge? You can always see in the uses, and you can just drop down the account department, all account, and the subscription. These are the drop down menu here. You just drop it out, drop down and select the uses per subscription, which is whatever you have, right? So based on your account, and also you just highlight to your management. And apart from that, if you're just choosing the charging, the hierarchy for the test department, you can edit this name. You can change the account name if you wanted to. You can test this subscription and all. Always you can just go ahead and modify and customize your EA subscription based on your the department. And here, which I was talking about, that the report, how you're going and downloading. So your monthly usage report, as I have shown you in the last slide, what you are going to do is just download all those reports, analyze the reports, make a graphical views, share it to your customer, and understand their billing, because it's been a Azure been a new into the market. So basically, the customer is more worrying about their billings and all. So you always go ahead and just make them to understand which resources are going to take their bills, and you can just go ahead and show them, okay, these are the services which is running and how much they are costing to you. And these all the details would be there in your things. And then you while you're downloading those reports, you need in primary key and the secondary key. And then you have to confirm those API. Basically, those monthly API, that would be like if you're integrating some third-party solutions, would be helpful for you to be accessed. And as I have shown you here, when you just click on your EA subscription, you get the IDs. You can download always this, and these are the account owner, and these are the key which you can just go ahead and you can change the keys and renew the keys for make sure that your EA account subscription would be always be secure. Okay, so that can be changed
Um,
or
yeah,
yes.
yeah, Lalit. Yeah, really. This is Uday. So just to add, the previous session slides on that, you have shown the graph actually. The graph generally, shows that the overall commitment, what I purchased. So if you go back to that slide,
Yeah.
it will be helpful because when we log in a new user, we don't know what is that I'm doing. I'm having a graph. It's just a $12,000. I have purchased a $12,000 in the initial month of purchase, so I'm going to use this complete for the year. So that is the dip which is shows on the July, and this is my consumption. I am consumed only $2,450. So I'm consumed on August. It's very less, and September I'm used with better than that, and October, I have used much. So this is you are having a capacity on the billing sector. Like you want to plan. My $12,000 is out to be managed under for May to April, the 12 months period, your consumption. So this is a graph overall. You can show it to the management. Say I'm having this is a budget. I'm consuming a lot. I need more budget. I need to procure more. So that is where the graph really helps you. You don't need to put it into the data. You don't need to download the data all the monthly the data. You just have to go to the EA subscription. You go and you will have all the data right there. And I see in the top, the right hand side, the beginning balance which we talked about. That is the purchase which you make. Actually, the beginning balance is nothing but the purchase you make, the $12,000. And the new purchases, as soon as you see that the $12,000 are consumed and you wanted to purchase new and you release a new PO that say $5,000 or the $10,000 according to your requirement and resource consumption, you can get that $5,000 added, and that will be displayed in your new purchase. Because basically everyone have a concern, how do I measure, how do I understand that EA billing, how do I understand the dashboard. So that is where the Lalit is trying to help you. This is a dashboard with the grabs, and this is the beginning balance, what you purchase and the new purchase and adjustment. Generally, what is that adjustment? That's what they try to say. When I have a last year, I'm buying something like a so $12,000. I have committed $12,000. I consumed the committed amount to Microsoft. So they will give you the percentage of the 5%, or probably according to your negotiation with Microsoft, but it is organization to organization, it changes. So better to that, they will have that amount credited to you. And is there any discrepancy in your amount? Say last month I have something used, but I have not used that for the 25 last 744 hours. It is used for only 24 hours, but it is consumed for 1 month billing price has been deducted. So you can go ahead and request a query, and that is where that the next month the adjustment will be shown. So the ending balance. So I have consumed July $2,500. The my remaining will be $9,500. So that is where the ending balance shows actually. So when I go to utilized is my what is my consumed resources. So when he says let it shown in the next slide, like backup, I have consumed so many services, I have used app services, I have utilized Azure images. Yes, that's all the consumption utilized price will show. So yeah, this is what
Yes.
the based on the price which is allocated to you, the unit price which talks about according to your EA agreement, the offer ID, the prices are given to you. If you go to the price sheet, I mean generally you go out and to the EA site and you download, you will have a price sheet which will be varying every day, because the Cosmos DB, which is right now released, which is going to come up with S1, S2, S3. So they will have a lot of prices updating a daily based. You can't say I'm going to download today, is it my price is constant? No, my price is constant. When my EA agreement says I am going to pay for 12 rupees for a particular storage, yes, that is for constant, but I am not going to increase more than 12 rupees even the end of the year till the agreement ends. But you will be offered from Microsoft, my 12 rupees is being reduced to 9 rupees. Yes, I'm that is a Microsoft flexibility gives that the benefit of the EA consumption. Still better pricing things are working. You feel a little a lot of customization and a lot of enhancement is coming on the report. Yeah, Lalit, can you go back to the previous slide?
Sure. This one?
No, previous one. The one.
This one?
The graph which shows.
Yeah, the graph one.
Okay, so I was talking about the utilized one, which is right now nothing but the backup and all the service consumed for the particular month. And the service overage. When I consumed, say I my $12,000 is already gone. I have been used for 5 months, but already gone. I have to. I mean, whatever consumption in a EA billing, you will be still billed for it, and that is a service overage, which is more than committed price you are consumed. I'm consumed extra 3,000. That is where that 3,969 which is showing there. So you have to raise a PO, or it will be get adjusted in the end of the whenever the PO agreement. It will be quarterly, it will be 6 months, it will be yearly. That is the one. The charges billed separately. When you say charge bill separately, you purchase something, uh, from the marketplace, and you will be consumed from the EA agreement, that you have to raise a separate PO. This is more detailed on the billing. So that is where the separate billing which comes. But whatever the consumption beginning and committed balance and utilized balance, which is already in your EA 12,000 committed pre-purchase price, purchase amount, that is going to deduct from there. The other additional charges will be, you have to raise a request and you have to do that. Yeah, this is what just I want to add, Lalit. Yeah,
Awesome, awesome,
thank you.
awesome, Uday. So just wanted to
Yeah.
inform you all that Uday is my core team member and is a community hero. And thank you, Uday, for adding a beautiful point here, and really appreciate. So let me just go ahead and you'll have all you have a great basically we can say the clarity on the report uses and how it will be going and reporting to the filter uses, the graphical uses, which is beautifully uh, defined by Mr. Uday. And we can say here the report download, and this key would be always unique. If you wanted to change, always just go ahead and change and make the changes for those key. And here you can see the final price list, and based on your departments. So suppose you have an A1 cloud or the cloud services which is running based on your regions here, and how many hours it is going to be run, and you will have the commitment number here. The commitment number is always for the different services would be the different. It's a unique number, and this is for your how much dollar you have committed and what were the complete uses here, and you will have the part number which will be again unique. The commitment price are the price to you're just going and negotiating, and the pre-monitoring commitment for your balance, and this will be a overage unit price would be those which is you just committed that okay your build areas would be like this, and you'll just go ahead and do that. And this icon will be showing you that how and where your negotiate price and the current rate of your customer balance would be going, and it have the two rates and all. So let's just done here, and this is the probably final for the MSP subscription. Whatever the department you have, based on that you'll have a billing and everything would be here. And if you wanted to add a new department, as I have mentioned here, you can click in the add department, and the department name would be here, the cost center name would be there, what are the quota you wanted to spend, and the MSP, the contact information, and there whom you either it is a government cloud or the normal cloud, the complete organization name over here, and the MSP contact details, the email ID, and who will be going to be your administrator for that department particularly. So these are the details, and here I just finish this slide. And this is what about the ES subscription here. And let me just move down to the next slide in yours. This thing which is Azure managing RBAC. What is the RBAC? RBAC is a role-based access control which will be providing by Microsoft Azure Active Directory, and it will be divided into the three roles. One is owner, the second one is contributor, and the third one is reader. So what is RBAC? Basically, you can apply RBAC policies uh, in your each and every services, a particular services, like if you wanted to allow one user to the particular VM, the SQL Server, the web apps, you can do that also. You can apply to the resource group, you can apply to the subscription level. So this is basically how you are going and segregating your permissions to avoid any circumstances for the security breach. You can do that also. What will happen? Suppose you have any users or the apps or the users group. So whenever just the users are getting and connecting to your subscription, they will be always authenticated to Azure Active Directory and to the Azure subscription, and then it will be going and connecting to your resource group as you have provided the permissions. So it will provide you the permission in the more granular way that you can manage and define the permissions, your IT department, so they will do only those particular tasks and they cannot be, let's go ahead and do anything. Like how in the normal data center, which the on-premises data center, you cannot give the access to the all the department. Okay, just go and do whatever you wanted to do. Only the specific IT person or the account administrator or the data center administrator or particular owners of those racks, you are allowing those access to just go ahead and modify those racks, which will be logged and they have the key. The similar way Microsoft is just trying and defining the Azure subscription as well. And what is the benefit of RBAC? So yes, it is asking, it is necessary. Yes, it is always necessary. If you don't use that, basically in a beta at the enterprise, that everyone has all the rights, every account administrator has all the rights. If they can go ahead and delete accidentally any resources, if you don't have the backup or anything, it will be a problem. So to be simple, like to be segregate the permissions, but that is not mandatory that yes you can go ahead and segregate, but yes it would be always recommended that you can go ahead and segregate your permissions based on your Azure web policies, and that you can go ahead and make it to all the resources. So how your RBAC policies are going and will be implementing based on. So always your RBAC policies in the subscription and the resource group and to the site. So basically, what is subscription? You can apply the RBAC policies on the subscription level. So when you apply the policies on the subscription level, so what it will do is it'll just go ahead and apply the permissions to the subscription. So your administrator has the rights to all the resource group, all the resources which they have the permissions, including the sub resources. So basically it has all the rights in the subscription level if you provide the owner, contributor or the reader permissions. Sorry. And then you commit the resource group. Resource group, what are the resources? In a one resource group, we have resource group is nothing but it's just like a container which has all your VM, SQL Server, data disk, all the services would be there in the resource group, and you have all the resources, all the services in the resource group, and basically it's just a container where you are implementing your RBAC policies. So whomever you allow, the reader, contributor or the owner permission that has that, and the particularly one resources. So each and every resource level is a very very beautiful permission level. If you wanted to allow 10 outsiders or the remote users to the particular VM, and these are the tests, they want to run some test scripts or something like that, you just go ahead and allow them as a resources. for particular VM, and they will be only having the access for that particular VM. They cannot see what all other resources are running in your subscription. So RBAC, basically, as I have mentioned, subscription label and the specific, you can enable the logs and the authorization logs, so you'll have all your logs, and you can manage your restrict the operations. You can apply the policies, and that you can create the history report based on your RBAC rules, and you have more granular access for that. And let's move down to the next slide. What is would be the Azure subscription prices? As I have already mentioned, right? I said pay as you go. It is no limit, no commitment, nothing, as you are doing in the EA. So you just go ahead and use your services. If you're using for the $100, $200, you have to pay the $100 to $200. That's it. You don't need to pay much. Then if you come with the cloud solution provider is the organization which has a tie-up with the Microsoft, and they will be providing you the solutions. So basically it's a mediator between Microsoft and the customer to provide you the services. And if you're going and taking the services from the cloud solution provider, you will get a more benefit, like your subscription in Office 365 I worked more, and then in the Azure. So basically, if you just go ahead and go buy and some Azure Active Directory premium licenses, which probably Microsoft will cost around, I'm not sure, but approximately if it is costing around $9. But if you just go ahead and buy it from the CSP, it might be a $6 or less than that. And if you have the CSP provider, they are providing the support as well. They have a technical team set up there. So then apart from that, it's a flexible. Suppose you have a vendor where you have buy some volume licenses earlier to the program, and you wanted to utilize the same license to your subscription. You just go ahead and use those Azure subscription and activate your program or the resources here. As I have widely told you, an enterprise agreement subscription, that is only for use for enterprise level agreement, and the billing which will be fixed billing and can be used for 6 months or 1 year. Then Azure development, you will get all the development and the testing related services here, and not those, but if you wanted to elevate into the infrastructure part, so you can do a lot more, but it will be in the discount rated. You'll get much discount in this subscription if you're just going and using to the other subscription. And another one is Azure Microsoft Hybrid Use Benefit, where you're going and saving the 40% saving of your virtual machine. So what is the hybrid use? Hybrid use is nothing but basically when Microsoft is saying that you need to have an SA means is sorry, you have an SA software to activate your services. So basically, if you have an some software or the Windows Server 2012 or 2016 licenses, which you are going and activating your licenses to the hybrid uses, and activate your services, and then you will be saving the cost. The Azure government and the Germany customers is purely a government cloud based solutions. The Germany customer, they will be based on Germany data center, and Azure government customer, it's in the US. So basically whatever the US department you have, they will just go ahead and sign up with the agreement with the Microsoft, and then only there is a verification, couple more things could be going on, and then only you will be having the access for the government cloud. Basically it's just private cloud office stuff. And let's just move down to the resource tag. What is Azure subscription resource tag? We can use our resource tag, basically owner, department, and the environment wise. These are being using for your billing purpose. Mostly it will be used for billing purpose. Suppose you have 100 departments and you wanted to segregate those departments into the resource group, then you just add those billing. You can tag the resource group. You can tag up to 100 resource group in a one subscription or more than that, and that could be billed to this particular department. So basically you are just go ahead and segregating those billing, the web apps and all. I'll be sorry, I'll just go ahead and I'll just show it more into the demo, and let's move down to the demo part. Just give me a minute. So basically how we are going and checking the subscription. I just click on this, and then you'll get a subscription option here, and then you'll just go ahead and click on the subscription. So here, this is the overview of your subscription, and this is the billing. Basically you just get the cost resources billing, and then you will be seeing here that all the resources, the current bill would be for this month when I created the subscription till that time to today. This is your subscription ID. The subscription ID would be always and unique, as I have mentioned in my demo part. So now you're seeing that one is our cloud weboutlook.com, which is a default directory, and basically this is your tenant ID. So the tenant ID is different from your subscription ID. If you just look at the subscription ID and the tenant ID, both are different. Could just go on mute, John. Thank you. So basically, if you just look it out, the tenant ID, your R Cloud, the default directory would be the your tenant ID, and it is separated. If you just look it out, both the IDs are unique IDs. So both are the different, and as I can cancel the subscription, I can rename the subscription if I wanted. I just wanted to have some another subscription name. I just go ahead and make the changes and click on the save button. I would be able to do so. And then if you come with the IAM access, which I will be talking about you on the RBAC policies, how you are going and getting those RBAC policies access. So basically I have my two accounts here, which is one is cloud. This is my default account, and once I created the subscription with this account is a owner and automatically is a service administrator for me. And if you just I'll click here, I can remove the service administrator, and we can provide the permissions to someone else. Okay, and then this is my another account which I just given the RBAC permission to the roles. And let's say what would be the roles here. Let me just show you the roles here. So owner, contributor, and the reader. These are three roles, which is by default. And now it is segregated your all the roles here: API management services, and if you just say billing reader, backup reader, operator, contributor. So in all the services is there, and once you click on that, then it will be showing you who has what level of permissions. As I'm the owner, I have these permissions. If you wanted to,
Uh,
yes.
Yeah, Lalit, just to add these icons, right? The owner and the all the roles which shows there. I know it is the pre-built the roles. If I want to say I'm creating a custom roles, you will see a different icon which you created. I'm creating for the operation which has backup operations. So I am creating a backup operation custom. So I'm giving a name. So which differentiates from the custom role to the inbuilt inbuilt role. These are the default inbuilt role. Just I want to highlight it because people used to have, how do I differentiate? By the name. Yes, people will identify by the name, but if I give it to the new portal, I mean new user, so you go and add the particular user into the custom role, he doesn't know how to, where do I find my custom role. It differentiates. So here itself you can find the different icon to the custom role. The pre-built icon, pre-built roles will have a different icons to the the specified objects. That's what
Aw-
just want to add it.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks to that, and really, it's been adding a good point here. So let's say, like, even though it will just tell you when you just click on this icon, and this icon help me a lot to understand Azure. Basically, I love this icon. So at least it'll just give me a one-liner. Okay, let's manage your everything, including all the access to the resources. So I know, okay, what it is going to be and what would be the usage. If you just I'll click, let's you can view everything but not make any changes. It will showing that reader has only just view option, nothing else. So if anybody is a beginner and all, always use of this icon, and which will tell you instantly, okay, what you are going to be used and how you're going to be used and what would be the uses for this. So basically you can just go ahead and if you wanted to permissions, so the permissions would be defined over here per services. The APIs would be defined here, all the APIs. So basically when you just create a custom role, those APIs or those roles always will be helpful for you, because when we are defining through PowerShell or the ARM, it will be defined properly. And let's say if I wanted to add anybody as a contributor, reader, or the billing, I have couple more roles for each and every services. And let's say I wanted to add someone here as an you wanted to add an Azure Active Directory or the virtual machine, which subscription. If I have a multiple subscription, let's say in Azure group, and I just need to add the email ID here. I can search the name, and similar way, if I don't want it to, let's say in user, it is there, two users are there. So basically you can just go ahead and you can choose the users and you can provide the permissions from here. Suppose Lalit Rawat now is an owner. Owner will always have permissions for the subscription, but not the subscription level. I want this email ID lalitjioban.rawat@outlook.com as a co-administrator. How I can do that? I'll just click here. I will ask him to add as a co-administrator. I just add him, and it is going to add him. You can see one separate role has been assigned to Lalit 01.Rawat, and it is a co-administrator. The first owner is an administrator and the service administrator, but you can add, as I have mentioned, you cannot add another administrator, but yes, the co-administrator you just go ahead and add. Let's see, the diagnosis and the problem would be your subscription. So basically just giving you the what the problem or the subscription you have and all. The custom report, basically the few of the documents which is providing you to understand your subscription better. Yes. So I have already shown you how you add the these things, and then you will be getting the invoices here, the billing invoices, which is for month. You can just go ahead and email invoice, alter invoice, and you can access those invoices here, and can if you have a multiple subscription, you can just go and select the subscription. As I have this one, just go ahead and downloading this invoice, and I'll show you later on this. So you can see that this is how my uses are there, right? And I can choose with the compute hours. Let's say here is my billing. So all the things, you just go ahead and download those invoice. The cost analysis, these are the cost analysis which will be showing you that what are the resources you will be using, and per resources what would be the cost. And you can see these are the three resources which I have an earlier. These are the two resources. I just don't want it to, go ahead and just wanted to select for storage and apply. It will be just storage account. The billing would be showing here. The external services is the third party services, which just going and buying some firewall or some other resources from someone and you wanted to add, you will get over here. The payment method, which you just wanted to manage your payments and all, which will be, I think, redirecting to your account center portal. Okay, and this I will be going through it sometime after this, completing this step. The offer, which probably if you haven't some offer from the Microsoft, you will be going and selecting the offer from here. The Azure resource group, Azure resource group will get all the resource group here. I have just created one Azure resource group, and I will having these are the resources, and per resources you can add, modify, and the delete resources. And this is the resources which the complete resources I have in my subscription. You can say the usage plus quota, how much quota has been assigned from the Microsoft, and you can see, right, I have a A0 to A7 family course, which is 100 VMs, 100 cores. So it means 100 cores means I can create some 4 cores, some 10 VMs, 50, or probably more than that, and I can create the 1000 VMs, 1000 cores which is assigned here, 350 cores for the network, virtual network. So this is my quota will be assigned. So if you wanted to, basically it just by default, whenever you are going and buying a subscription, the Microsoft will assign the default quota to you. And if you wanted to increase much, you just go ahead and raise the request, and while creating here request to increase, either you can go ahead here and then raise a request, or from the help and support, which you'll just get quota and then increase the quota for suppose I wanted to the course I wanted to go ahead and include. Okay, I just raise the critical TA and the resource manager, and the when the resource manager, you need to choose the subscription and the SKU family, which VMs, the compute size you wanted to increase the resources. I just say I wanted to increase for A2V2. It is already there for 100. I just say I wanted to add all, right? Let's say now you see the quota. DC promo, I have only 4 cores, which is I will be creating only one DC 4 core server. This is 4. This is the void default and associated quota. So this depends on how much services you have, that overall you can just go ahead and increase, and per resource group only you can add 800 services and all. You have to delete the history. So you just go ahead and create the resources, this service request, and the policies. This is called as a very important point here, the policies. Yes, so that you wanted to add something?
Lalit, just to
Yes.
yeah, just to take the policy before I just want to take on the quota part, which we had a lot of discussion about the previous sessions. The quota which Lalit mentioned, the quota you can do it from the portal right now, but previously we used to have a support case, or the previous to that, the initially when the Azure introduced, we used to have a the principal consultant from Microsoft, or the some of the project the TAM, or the responsible person, the code manager, will be taking care of the capacity management, which is quota is nothing but you are taking care of your data center in Azure. Say I need these resources, I'm going to consume the 12 month, or maybe probably in next 3 months I need this much resources. So you are pre-planning it, and you are giving that the plan to them, and you are raising it. So before we had a lot of challenges with raising the request. It will take 1 week, it will take 2-3 weeks, that's where the challenge. Then they have improved to raise a support request, which will be taken care within 3 to 4 days. guys. Yeah, so now we are much more enhanced. Right now, go ahead and rise from a portal. We will be done within a day. It's sometimes some resources are taken, 2 3 days, but most of the services I understand that will be taken within a day, based on your resource requirement. Say you have a 300 resource of NSG, and you wanted to, the limit would be, you wanted to increase it to 400 or 500, which is a odd limit. They will do it immediately. There are the two types of limit which Microsoft generally call it like soft limit. The soft limit, which is nothing but default assigned to your subscriptions. The soft limits are generic to all the subscriptions, EA agreement, and possibly pay as you go, maybe changing, but EA agreement I will talk now. EA agreement, you generally have soft limit generally, and when you go to the every subscription, as Lalit mentioned, this is my quota, this is my A series, this is my B series, and all the other storage account informations, you will get it actually. So when you want to meet the odd limit, you are approaching to Microsoft. Microsoft will do the backend change to your subscription. They will give you, I am increasing from 300 to 400 or 400 to 500. That odd limit they push it to you. When they say odd limit, I am going to give you only the 500 is my NSG, but you need 600 or 700. Just an example, NSG has now not required, no more to create 500 SD and need to shoot for limits. There are other service endpoints and things, augment groups have come, but just for an example, so if you want to shoot from 500 to 600, that is where the capacity planning team, the Azure backend capacity planning team, take the request and they will provision the infra for you. So the request has come, they have come up with 600 requests, because this request has come from most of the users. Considering the most of the requests, they will go ahead and increase the odd limit. So from 500 to 600, maybe initially you would have seen I have a limit only NSG on 400, but now they have increased, I mean 200 or probably 400, and they have increased to 500. So this is that Azure enhancement is doing, which I ought to take it on the quota part, which we had a lot of situations we had to wait for 2 3 days or more than a week or a 2 3 week. When I generally have issues, when I do a ASM to ARM migrations, we will have a shoot up with the public IP, we will shoot up with the NSG, we will shoot up with the the CPU cores, in the sense they, you have to tell them clearly, I want resource for A series, I want resource for D series, I want resource for premium disk. You have to tell an upfront, but now it made a flexibility. I can go ahead and do it now. That's a feature Microsoft booming, and they bought it now. Yeah, thank you, Lalit.
Awesome, beautifully defined by my best friend. And let's say like let me just show you that how you can find out the quota limit, as Uday has mentioned, right? This is the article which I'll be pinging in the chat as well. And let's say these are the subscription limit, the default limit, which is the soft limit, and the maximum limit. So the per subscription only 10,000 resources just created. So whenever you are defining, designing, implementing, just make sure you have always this quota would be in mind, and make sure that all the limits would be whatever you're defining and all. Just go ahead and increase, like the express route circuit would be 10, and then what would be the resources, the network limit, the virtual machine network limits and all. Basically these are the things which you're going and defining. So here, and let's talk about the policies here. If you wanted to allow the policies, so basically what is Azure policies here, the subscription policies. If you wanted to restrict someone, your IT administrator, to only create the subscription or the resources for one particular we can say the one particular location, and you can allow the location, what are the location you wanted to allow. You don't want the subscription would be, the resources would be created on all the things. Just will assign a policies, create, I will give the name of the subscription, this policy is in location, and the ID which is unique I would give, and the description. Okay, I have assigned the policies. Okay, so it will come in the policies here. Basically when you just assigning the policies and all, always we remember in your subscription what you wanted to restrict, what you don't wanted to restrict and all. always you can see this policies has been allowed, so it won't allow me to just go ahead and create the resources apart from that these two locations. Anyhow, I can always modify and delete those things. So the policies, audit block encryption, and the automation. These are the disk encryption. These are the policies. As in preview, you can allow the tag to SQ and the default value. These are the things where you can add those policies, and you can make sure your subscription would be 100% secure, where there is no no limit, like no one can the human error will not be impacted in those parts. So we just go ahead and create those policies and assign to the subscription. And this is one. And then the certificate, whatever the certificate you have, always all the certificate would be managed by here. I have one certificate which I just created, and you can always create a certificate here, and you can manage these things. Then you can say it will show my permissions. It will say you are the administrator of this, and the resource provider, again it is very important, and I want Uday, you wanted to add. So basically these are the resources which will not be by default registered. So you have like Microsoft billing is the one, or the Microsoft batch AI is the one which I just wanted to raise. I click on the register and it will be registered. So basically these are the services. If you're just going and creating the resources with your subscription, and that one thing would be asked in Azure Talk, that I have created a subscription, and then in that I'll create the VM and install the SQL Server, but it is giving me some error that you have to register. So here you just have to come here and you need to register your resources. So Uday, do you want to add something?
Yeah, yeah. So what Lalit is showing right now, the resource provider, which is nothing but service. When you want to enroll any service in your, or you want to consume that service, you have to register. But you can ask, why do I need to register all the service? Is it I required to when I create a subscription, is it required to register all the service? Say I want to provision a VM, is it required to register a compute service? No, there is a default service which is enabled by default, which is shows as a registered. When I say which is not which I say default, that is VM, compute, storage, which are all default registered. But when I say new services, say I will say the load balancer or the VNet peering, or want to consume the new service which is announced on the Ignite, you have to explicitly register for that. Actually, when I say register for it, not only the new services, the classic to ARM migration, there is a classic to ARM migration resource provider which you have to register to consume that the classic to ARM migration resource activity, or migration activity, I would say. Sorry. So yeah, that's what Lalita. This is very clear, which we are showing right now. The default registered one, and on requirement based on the application requirement, like a
Yes.
new application you wanted to say specific to the project, you can go ahead and register. So that's all I want to add. And if you don't want to use the registered service, and you want to say I'm consumed that, I don't want anyone to use in my subscription, I want to block that service, I can go ahead and unregister. As you are a global admin, I can go ahead and see I don't want any of my teammate or any of my project, the particular subscription, I don't want to use the service. You can go ahead and uninstall. So even they have the the PowerShell commands or the portal, it doesn't work. So you have the other kind of a mechanism. You are stopping the resources in your subscription. So that's what I'd say. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, Uday. And then the property would be showing your subscription property, what would be your department, the benefits, the offer, which I have the development program offer, the account admin, and the service administrator, and then I'll be paying in INR. So this is the one which the beautifully designed the subscription, and let me just go and show you the how you go ahead and create the new subscription. So you have to always come here, click on this, or either cost management and billing. select the cost management and billing, and you can create the new subscription. I just click on this. The subscription which I was talking about to you guys, it's a free trial, pay as you go. It's been a lot more the supports, the 24 supports and all. I'll just say I need to, go ahead and then add the free trial. But it cannot be it cannot be added. It cannot be added, and then you have to, just click on the sign up, as my details would be here always. And then if I'll go ahead and then, I always been use this free subscription, so probably it won't add it. But here, how you can just go ahead and sign up the subscription is giving me some error. So always you just select the subscription, and you can add with one ID. You can just go ahead and add the multiple subscription. It's not the one subscription, but you can add the multiple subscription. How and where you're going and managing your subscription details, the owner details, the contact and all, the contact information would be here, but you don't get the edit option, right? As I'm the service administrator, I don't get the edit option. What Microsoft is doing, right? Somewhere where I will be the administrator and I will be adding and modifying the details, right? So for that, Microsoft is especially giving you the account portal, where you just go ahead and change your permissions, change your contact details. Let me just so here the summary of your subscription, the completely summary of my subscription, and I can click on edit subscription details here, and I can change the service administrator, and then partner, I can cancel the subscription, I can download the usage, I can change the manage my credit card details. I wanted to change it, I'll just go ahead and change it here, and it's just loading. Let's just finish this one. I can click on edit, and I can change my payment method details. So basically you will get an option, edit the subscription details. You can change and edit your subscription details here, and you can make someone as an owner or something like that, the partner information, if you just click here. And these are all the things which I have: the subscription ID, the offer ID, the Visual Studio, MSN again. So these are basically, it's awesome. And if you just click on the preview feature, directly you can enable uh, billing, basically the billing alert from here, the sign up and the billing alert, and you have to just sign up and you can enable the billing alert here. So it's just awesome feature, and always your billing and everything would be managed from the account center.
Yeah, and just want to highlight one thing here, so Lalit. So which is an offer ID. Generally you mentioned in the previous slides, in the initial slides, when I have a API management, or I wanted to say external users or external application, you wanted to control the billing or the pull the report of the EA using an API. That is the offer ID which is used generally. Any of the custom or cost application will use the offer ID, because I have an offer ID, I am billed for this price. That is it used a unique identity, that is an offer ID. Generally everyone will have an offer ID which is different to your tenants. So that ID you will be giving in your API application, that will use for I am billed for this and this is my offer ID. That's just when we are integrating, I somebody didn't notify where do I find my offer ID. So you can go accounts.azure.com, you can go and find the offer ID, and it is available in the new portal as well. Yeah.
Okay, and I think we have almost half an hour to the session now, and one more thing which I just quickly cover up. And here you can see the cost management, which is comes in the cloud in, which is there in this. So how you can just go ahead and manage and register here, and Let me just 5 more minutes. I'll just so basically when you just the cloud in is just uh, going in and going and managing your all the cost and all the resources here, and that allow you to track your all the resources. So what would be needed for you, you just click here and the cost management, click on the cost management again, and you have to provide your organization ID, and then you need to provide an Azure individual subscription and the organization name and the if you wanted to. So here you can just just go ahead and basically you just go ahead and segregated the enterprise enrollment, the CSP customer. I'm the individual, so I select this, and then you just provide your organization ID name, the registration ID name, the tenant ID, and here the offer ID. You can just go ahead and drop down and select your offer ID and click on the next. And once you click on next, it will just going and registering. It will take 40 to 50 minutes, depends on your data, how much data you just wanted to use. And once this the cloud in will done with the setup, it will ask you to accept the request, and it will be automatically add his account, the cloud-in account, to your subscription as a read-in permissions. And then you can click on here and go ahead and go uh, to register. And once it is registered, you will be seeing this dashboard, and these are the things would be here. So let me just quickly show you in the demo. Okay, just take 2 minutes. So I have already my subscription here, and which I just enabled. So I'll just go ahead and click here, and it will be go ahead and manage. That's all the cloud in the reports. It will generate the management dashboards and the cost controller, asset controller. Everything would be managing by here, and it is taking some time to load few of the details and assets. So let's say here, so you can just you can customize your dashboard, and everything would be here, which will be help to you. So I'm done from here. Anybody has any questions, anything?
Lalit, just to add on the cloud in,
Yes.
why the cloud in it's a recently acquired product by Microsoft. We would ask why we have a EA portal to for a costing and doing my the price review of entire 12 months. Why do I need a cloud in? Why do we they acquire it, and why is the future is available for a free? I mean, it's available till June next year. This feature, because when I go to the EA portal, I always have a difficult downloading my cost sheet, downloading my report on a monthly based, and it will be tedious task for me as a technical guy or an account manager. It will be very risky for me to identify and give an accurate price for every month. But I don't have the system where I can build this in Azure itself. So that's why they brought this cloud in tool, which will do that the backend integration to your EA. And I mean that when you enroll that, as Lalit given the presentation with your offer ID and where is your subscription ID and all provided, activation, so that will pull the report from EA, and you will have a dashboard how much I am consumed, how much I am consumed for every resources. You don't need to go for individually EA portal. I have to go to the Azure backup, I have to go to the listing out that which subscription is consumed. I don't need to segregate that by my Excel works. I have right now in a ready-made dashboard. I can go the particular subscription. It's a similar to Power BI, but it's an acquired product. They have a lot of enhancement is coming in this. So you will have manage dashboard. You will go ahead and click, and you will have all the data. When I say all the data, what is my data? Is it my data is going to send a report? Yes, the report is sent on mail. You will have a threshold limit. You will have a 80% consumption. I can set the quota on my billing itself now. That it is right now going to enhance as soon as my bill is reaching say 12,000, say my bill, I want to consume per month only a $2,000. I wanted to say when the $2,000 it's 80 percentage, I want to send an alert, because I can make it that saying that I can do some tuning on my resource. users and I can maintain the 2000, so it will complete my entire 1 year the 12,000. I no need to do a pre-procurement, or in some situations unreasonably some resources are growing, we will not have a cost control. To put a cost control, the managed dashboard or the cloud in tool brings a lot of features. I would see this is more on, when I say CSP, so I would say CSP, we have 50 to 60 customers, they create a multiple subscription to them and they give to the lot of users. How do I do the cost management? How do I do the individual subscription? How do I do, they say, for particular one customer one is managing and he is consuming this much, what is his projected goal for next 1 year? How do I do that? What is the dashboard, pre-built dashboard I can try? That is a more help on CSP as well. And you will have, say, not only CSP, you have your own subscription, like you have more than 20 subscription. You know how painful it is to manage this, the costing. Yes, this is brings very easy simple setup. Just go ahead and integrate your subscription from the portal itself. Just it's in 40 minutes, because it is a tight integration which doing, and one more thing, why cloud in tool has to bring in my perspective, we have a lot of data updating, the price sheet, everything day by day. I'm getting lot of tens of data. I'm doing a lot of intelligence on that, I'm doing in a backend. Why do I put my front end console with more advanced and tune this activity? How do I do that? So this is where the cloud in tools brings it and enables you to do fastly. I can integrate my data, I can do even tons of data lake. Okay, I can bring that data and you put it into my in cloud in dashboard. So this tool is tremendous. I'm saying we will be all going to very used to it. We will have very good control on our pricings. Yeah, thank you, Lalit.
Thank you so much, Uday, for elaborating more, and thank you so much for adding this point. And so basically, this is going to be a the preview features which Microsoft is has been introduced, and I just really wanted to the Azure Talk members and all the members who probably watching these videos to just go ahead and set up this because for each and every organization the main part is billing. The bill should not be reached out to their budget or their whatever the consumption. So always you can segregate based on, and you get a lot more graphical view compared to the the EA portal and all. So you can if you wanted to just I just wanted to show you something. If you click on the user management, and in the user management you can add the new user and the new subscription here. Hopefully, just give me a minute. Here you can go ahead and sorry, I think it was my internet. So basically these are the things. Just you can elaborate more the user, and you can add the EA subscription, you can add multiple subscription, and you can add multiple settings over here in this dashboard, and you will be do lot more things. So probably if you wanted to have another session for this, we can do that for particular for cloud in, and we'll go more deeper on the lab. Okay, and the last thing which I just wanted to cover, just you can click here and click on the Active Directory. So let me just show you. In a one subscription you will have a multiple directory. Suppose this is my default directory, as I have shown, right? I have an users here, I have all the users here, I have 2 users only. This is the one. If I'll just go ahead and new users, give the name, profile, default, and everyone, and that would become as I will be adding this, it will become as an on Microsoft.com. So let me just go ahead, just create one more directory here. I'll always, whenever I wanted to create, I'll click on the plus sign, and Then security and identity, I will be creating an Azure directory here, and let's say I just wanted to create this directory here. I wanted to give the name cloud, and where you wanted to create, let's say I just wanted to create an United States. I'm just going and creating. So once you create the directory, you'll get an option here to select the directory, and you can just go ahead and change the directory. And one more thing which I just really wanted to update to you guys, whenever these are the part of AD which we will not be covering in this. So always whenever you're just going and changing the things, always configure your company branding name. You can have a logo here. You can select the logo and the advanced, which I thought which will be like it will give you the feel that yes, your organization is working in a one cloud platform, and when you see your company logo, you will be beautifully defined. You can do that, the advanced settings, the sign up background and everything, which probably I don't think so in any demo would be covered. And this is one beautiful things which I feel really to which will help you guys to go ahead and implement this and feel your subscription like your home subscription. And here I have my directory has been created, and let's see. So I still am not getting. Let me just refresh. Now you can see uh, you will be having two. One is my Azure Cloud Web, and another one is kcloud.microsoft.com. So I just created kcloud.e, but this is called something Microsoft directory. This is the domain where your all the directory or your all the users information are getting and authenticating and creating it. Okay, so let's say I have another directory with another subscription, so I wanted to allow, I wanted to in one subscription I wanted to create some five different department directory. I'll just go ahead and create it, and those departments and those ID would be you will just go ahead and create the multiple resources from here, and that would be built into one subscription. So you can just go ahead and create the subscription. You can see, because in this directory there is no resources, I don't have any resources, but yes, there would be a user here. You can click on the users. Yes, there will be one users, and click on all the users. This is the users. I just wanted to add say let's say at the rate, and kloud is and w. Okay, so okay, so basically I just changed the name. So always when you just this, if you wanted to remove, you have to always go ahead and you have to add your custom domain. So when I just click on Uday here, I wanted to assign it the directory role. When I just go ahead and assign the directory role, user, the global administrator, I can assign it for this directory, and the limited password users, I need to assign the password administrator, service administrator, billing administrator, exchange administrator, Sky for business, and these things, these security things, you can just go ahead and manage. So guys, here I have shown you all the demo, and it's been really nice all of you to be presented, almost 22 participants, and we have some 35 participant max here. And really, it's thank you all to your patience and the learning spirit of your Azure. I really admire you guys, and thank you so much for joining this session. And if you guys, anybody has any questions, anything, please do let me know. I love to answer those questions.
And thank you, Lalit. So this session is actually conducted once again based on the user queries, because the subscription management and understanding the AD and how is the tenant works, how the subscription I have to create, where do I change my the complete the user profile information. Still a lot of people I know technically, but how do I do the management? That enables even the technical peoples now seeing this session. Okay, I can create a multiple subscription, I can do a billing now, I can use a EA, and everything on a cost control, I can set a quota, I have a complete control all. Actually as a manager, any of the doing a lot of subscription management, they're going to benefit of it. So I would see they really appreciated with the session going in detail and going with each and every resources, and how the subscription and all the RBACs which we are talking about, because these things it's required when we kick off the Azure cloud. That is where this all the basic needs I would think set it and understand from this session. So I'm really nice to it. I'm right now going more ideas. How do I do that? What is my best practice to create my subscription? What is my RBAC to do that? So this RBAC inbuilt rules and extra additional custom rules and resource control, quota control. We are very good right now, taking the way the told the initial session and the second session. Right now we have come up with a lot of queries, which I would say Amit, who our community hero, who have put across a lot of questions which we are not able to record that session. But this session is going to be very very helpful. We have a lot of challenges with subscription management. This initial session will enable everyone. Okay, I am going to manage a subscription now, I am going to get enabled of cost management, I'm going to do the EA. Yeah, this I'm saying very easy to understand. Thank you, Lalit. Yeah.
Thank you, Uday, and it's really nice to really appreciate your adding the points, and also I'm just go ahead and let's finish the session. And thank you all. Thank you, Della, who sent an appreciation email to Azure Talk community, and it's really mean to me a lot. And because of you guys' love and the passion about to learn Azure, we have more than 1400 members community, which is mostly active, and we have enterprise architect, and lot more things. You just go ahead and just share your feedback in this email ID, and you can always go ahead and watch the things in my iCloudMap.com, and go through this link, and just go ahead and work on your awesome, awesome guys. And just this is the www.cloudusg.com. Share your feedback on the email ID. So all the feedbacks which will be sharing by you guys would be there in our AzureTalk-Cloud-AG.com. And I would love all the people, all the guys, other participants should be contributing our Azure Talk subscription in our Azure Talk, sorry, in our Azure Talk Telegram, and we will make you a community hero based on your all the replies and all. All over the world, we have almost 15 community hero, including me, Nabeen, Amit, Uday is the one, and hopefully I want all of you to be a community hero, and then make your effort towards the great learning. Thank you so much, and have a nice day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And thank you so much for joining the session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.